If you could pay your house off and up to 80% loan to value, which means you could lump cars, boats, other homes, whatever in there, and you could pay all of that off in 4 years or less, you need to watch this video. So the many places that Poppy gets to go, one thing that I get to do is feature some of my go-to people in the real estate business. And when it comes to lending, there is nobody better than this guy right here. Meet Jim Van Law. He is with Northpointe Bank. Jim, how long you been in the real estate business?
Well, I got started in 1993. I wrote my first loan in 1993 at 9.875%. Refinancing someone from 11%. So I definitely have a perspective.
That is pretty incredible. Yeah, that's crazy with the rates that everything going on today. I remember one time when you and I were talking, you had an amazing story. I think it involved pagers, because I said, Jim, what makes you different than any other lender out there? Like if there's a bunch of realtors, there's a bunch of lenders out there. Why would I call you over any other lender? And listen to this story. It involves a pager.
So it was 1993. Of course, there was no cell phones. There was no computers. We got our interest rates every single day from the curly, fax paper.
Yeah.
So in any event, my first day in the mortgage business, I took my trusty rate sheet and went out and started making sales calls on real estate agents. And when I walked in the door, one of the first things that I heard was, "Oh, we're not interested. We already have another lender. And oh, by the way, the company you worked for at the time, the person before you didn't return anybody's calls."
Oh no.
Yes. So when I got done with the first day, I went home and I said to my wife, I'm like, she goes, "How's it going?" And I'm like, "It went really bad." So I tried to figure out a way how I was going to overcome the objection of having the person who had worked previously in my position in that same territory, how I was going to overcome that. So I went to the Staples, give you an example of
with his pager.
Yeah, with my trusty pager. I went in and I created a flyer, and the flyer said, if you page me and I don't call you back within 10 minutes, I'll buy your entire office lunch. So sure enough, I made 125 copies of that little flyer. I handed them out at different agents all over my territory.
That's funny.
And the first day I didn't hear a thing. The following day, which was a Saturday evening about 9 o'clock, my pager went off. I ran to the phone. I called the person back. I said, "Hello, this is Jim." And everybody started laughing. It was a big room full of people. I was on some kind of speakerphone. And they're like, "Oh, you actually called back." And then the agent said, give me a call on Monday and I'll start, using you.
Wow.
And so the interesting kind of story, which is there's no really magic. My magic was that I realized that if I was going to succeed, I needed to answer the phone when people called. I needed to be available at nights and weekends. And I did that. And by doing that simple thing of returning people's calls and getting right back to people, changed my life.
I know that about Jim now. Jim always calls me back. Most of the time he answers the phone, but if he's on the phone, he will call me back, or he'll send me a text and say, "I'll call you back within X number of minutes." Yeah. And my clients have had the very same experience. Now, Jim, you handle all kinds of loans like FHA, conventional, VA. You have your bank, Northpointe Bank, has some portfolio products. And one of those products, let me ask you this question. If you could pay off your home in 4 years or less, would it change your life? Well, Jim actually has a loan that might help you do that. Can you tell them about the all-in-one loan?
The all-in-one loan is an offset mortgage. We're one of the few lenders in the United States that actually offers it. And it's an interesting loan for people that are self-employed, people that are commission-based. It is an amazing loan. So I would just say this: if you don't spend everything that you make every single month, if you're conservative in terms of your expenses and you make more than that, this loan will change your life. I'll just say the loan will change your life, and It's an amazing thing.
4 years or less, a lot of the loans that he's doing will actually, people will have their homes paid off. And because they can borrow up to 80% of their loan to value, a lot of them are lumping in things like other cars, boats, homes, whatever. They're lumping those loans in, which is allowing them to pay off everything. So this is what's funny about a live shot is you have people walking through, which I love it. By the way, we are at the Wando River Grill.
One of my favorite
Oh,
places.
it's fantastic.
Love
We
this place.
just had some crab dip in there, and it was fantastic. So a little side note, come down here into 41 just before it turns into Clements Ferry in Mount Pleasant, the Wando River Grill. Come and check them out. So, Jim, if there's anything in closing that you would love to share with anybody about why they should give you a call to buy their next home or refinance their next home, anything about rates, whatever, what would you say to them?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that, you know, one of the things that you have the access to when you work with me is 30 years of experience doing this. There's not too many things I haven't seen in the course of 30 years. That's one. The second thing is my team is really the special sauce of what I do. I feel like I have the easy job, but I have an amazing support team. I have my own assigned an exclusive loan coordinator, and I have a loan officer assistant, and those two people make my job absolutely amazing, and all credit really goes to them. But I will say this, I mean, experience matters, and being able to navigate through a process which can be complicated at times is important. I think that's a real side benefit to working with me. But really, my specialty lies with people who are self-employed, people who are retired and looking for options, and then obviously any kind of specialty loan. It's kind of where I live, but certainly appreciate the opportunity to talk to you in this beautiful car.
Yeah,
John.
so we're hanging out in Poppy, and again, sitting in front of Wando River Grill. Listen, if you have any questions about lending, if you want to know anything about loans, this guy is a plethora of knowledge. Is that a cool word to use?
Yeah, I
Plethora?
love plethora.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
plethora,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So call him. If you have any questions, call me. I would love to connect you with Jim as well. His contact information, his bank, all his email, everything is going to be at the end of this video. Jim, thanks again for joining me.
Thanks, buddy.
Hanging out in the old Mustang.
It was awesome. I want to get some pictures when we're all done with this.
Okay, sounds good. Take care.